Psalm 11:3 says, when the foundations are destroyed, when the foundations are in ruins, what should the righteous do? What do we do when everything we depended upon for stability is shaken? What is it that gave you a sense of stability that seems to be gone? Maybe there are people that you depended on and they're not there anymore, or they aren't who they once were. It was always comforting for me to know that I could call my parents and I could hear their voices and get their advice, right? There was a sense of stability in that. And the question I had to deal with afterward was, what now? They had always been there. But maybe the shaking and breaking of institutions that you once thought to be unmovable and unshakable, dependable stuff, maybe that's left you feeling shaken. In Psalm 11, this is the question David faced. His friends and his advisors said, well, when it's shaken, fly like a bird to your mountain, run away. And David basically replied with, look, if I'm running anywhere, I'm taking refuge in the Lord. I'm hiding in him. I'm running to him. So verse 3 says, when the foundations are in ruins, what should the righteous do? The answer, the foundations may be shaken, but verse 4, Adonai is in his holy temple. Whatever's shaking here isn't shaking him. It says Adonai's throne is in heaven. His rule, his throne, isn't affected by the shaking and the quaking of the stuff that we're depending on this earth. The thrones here may be shaking and toppling, but his throne is in heaven. And he says his eyes perceive, he sees, he's looking closely, testing the children of men. He sees all of it. He sees the righteous. He sees the wicked and the ones who love violence. Right? He sees. So what do you do when every earthly foundation is in ruins? Well, know that those are not our foundations. In moments of crisis, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, to believe that all is lost. Psalm 11 reminds us that God is not just some distant observer. He is the one who is actively involved in our world. His eyes see us. He's watching, guiding, testing. He is our foundation, and he's a foundation that cannot be shaken. Our response isn't to flee or fight in our own strength, but to trust in his promises, to rest in his justice, to remember that his righteousness is never abandoned. Run to him. He is our stability.